Another week, another video, and this one comes with all the risk warnings because I'm going to be brutally honest about financial advisors and your need for them. I'm Ryan, I'm a chartered and regulated financial advisor. So if anyone wants to talk about this topic, it would be me as a financial advisor. Not everyone, e.g. the average person, needs a financial advisor. If you are at retirement or you're approaching retirement, it is your responsibility to understand pensions. And a lot of the reason that people use financial advisors is because they don't understand the terminology around pensions. Pensions are a lot less complex than they used to be. And the terminology is often really, really scary. And most people have really simple needs. I look at the average initial advisor fee, which is 2.5%. The average pension pot is £100,000. That's £2,500. And unfortunately, there's some typically networks that exist that will push their product and charge an initial fee of up to 5% and lock you in for a number of years to their service. £5,000, £2,500, I think you can find way better ways of spending and using that money. And if you just spent a couple of hours on a weekend learning what a pension is, the type that you've got, what it's invested in, and what you want to do with it, e.g. how do you access income from it, you'll probably save yourself literally thousands of pounds. Most people, when they get to retirement, their workplace pension has a really bad fund because it's underperforming, because it's the bare minimum your employer needed to use to pay into it to be compliant for their own regulations, etc. And most pension providers for workplaces don't have many retirement options, which further leads to confusion. Most people move their pension from their employer to something called a SIP, self-invested personal pension. You choose the platform, kind of like choosing which bank you want to be with. You choose the investment, e.g. you choose what type of car you're driving for the speed of investment returns. And that's it. And there's lots of ways to take income from your pension. I'll put a few on the screen. Most people think they need to take the 25% tax-free cash at once, and then the remaining amount, e.g. 75%, they have to start taking immediately. And that's not the case. You get to choose and decide how much you take from your pension. It's actually one of the most beautiful things about a pension is that you get to control the flow of income and the tax that you typically pay from your pension. So there's lots of terminology and lots of really big buzzwords. So first and foremost, crystallization. Big fancy word. All it means is pension access. Don't know why they use that word. It makes no sense to me either. The second thing is the event of taking money from your pension, e.g. that crystallization, creates two pots for your pension: uncrystallized, untouched, and then crystallized. That crystallized pot is also called your drawdown account, which is the taxable account. So if you're taking 25%, so if you got £100,000, you took £25,000 out, don't know why you do that, but fine. The remaining 75% goes into something called a drawdown account. And then you can access it and you pay income tax as you take it. And it's typically taken by the pension provider who, in the first instance, will assign an emergency tax code for you before HMRC correctly tell them that you're a basic rate taxpayer. So when you actually go to take the money from your pension for the first time, that's taxable income, not the tax-free cash. Make sure you take a very small amount because HMRC or the pension provider will assume you're taking that amount of money every single month for the remainder of the tax year, which is April to April. So it's your responsibility to understand the terminology around a pension. I've created lots of videos on it. The government even have pension services where you can meet with a professional for free and they will tell you the terminology and understand your options. The thing that really gets people a lot really worried, if I'm honest, is the investment part. What investments do you choose? E.g., how much risk am I taking with my money? Pension providers are way better than they used to be. They have so many tools to help you understand the level of risk you are comfortable with, which is all about you. Are you comfortable taking investment risk? There's cautious investors, balanced investors, or adventurous investors. Most people that approach retirement or are in retirement are very reliant on that money, so they become balanced/cautious investors. And you need to think that at retirement, your appetite for risk shouldn't stop really, because you've still got decades to live, 30 years plus. So your time horizon for investing is decades. It doesn't just stop. Inflation is still going to be there every single year in retirement, regardless whether we want it to or not. So all you need to do is go onto a platform, and understand the types of investments that are available. Typically, not advice, you're trying to target a 6 to 8% return to, e.g., beat 3% inflation and the remainder amount to help grow above inflation. And that's it. I've made loads of videos on this. There's other videos online. I can't tell you which funds, I can't tell you the platform, but I assure you, if you spend about 5 minutes Googling things, you'll understand most platforms are basically the same. They just have different charges. And if you're looking at self-invested personal pension, you have hundreds, if not thousands, of different fund choices, and there's lots of filters to help you understand and make an informed decision about what you want to do. But if you want to pay a financial advisor, absolutely go for it. I'm not going to stop you. I just think the average person can spend a little bit of time, because it becomes their full-time job, to understand their pension income.